we've been watching this video for a little while still. I wanted to ask you something. What do you make of Candace Owens? What's your opinion?
F her.
Did you say F her or bless her?
F her.
Okay, cool. I think that's kind of deaded that line of
No, I
questions.
only say F her because when you look into the Candice Owens and her background, again, remember I told you I've been going down this little black hole with her, but my summarization of her is F her. That's my summarization. But when you start going and looking into her and her ties to these brothers and why she's out here caping for them and pushing this narrative out about them, look at her husband and look how her husband's tied to them. It's a big, dirty, dark, blood clot rabbit hole. I'm not joking. But I don't
Who's
know what.
husband? Candace Owens' husband, me.
Yeah, look at his ties to these boys and find out why she's doing what she's doing.
Wow.
Yeah, her husband's English, isn't it?
Is he?
Mm.
Oh shit. What's his line of work then?
The rich na bomba clot.
Sorry, say it again. You say banking?
I said he's rich na bomba clot.
No. Okay. Do we know how he got his wealth, or is it like?
Hey, that's what I mean about the rabbit hole. You got to go down it, Buddha, and it's not nice down there.
Yeah, like, you see, like people like Candace Owens and all kind of people, they're really irrelevant to me. Like, to me, she's just doing the most. Like, over. Like, do you know what? You can have an opinion, right? And your opinion may be controversial. I get that. But when you're having every single opinion is controversial, then you're doing the most. You're not being real. You're just trying to something. You get me? And that's the way I look at her. So she's fine.
But isn't she just using a different type of weapon?
Different
No,
type of weapon.
She's definitely not S on your chest, isn't it? So isn't she just using a different type of weapon?
For who though? For who's
for herself.
Yeah, for herself. Yeah, she'll do. That's what I'm saying. She's doing the most. She'll do anything. She's like a media whore. Like she's not getting any attention for her, good or bad or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't. Who did she go after? She went after.
It depends what her objective is, though, isn't it? I mean, you're
Like
calling her a media whore, which I think is quite strong. But anyway, you're calling her a media whore. Why?
Because what she's doing, she's out for herself. She ain't out for her community. She's not like trying to. In fact, she hates herself. She's got a lot of self-hate from what I see. If she could be white tomorrow,
hold on, let's go a little bit at a time because you're making some really strong accusations. So you said you think from your observation she hates herself, she hates her community. Why would you say that?
Because she said that.
She said that she hates herself.
She said she hates black people. I'm paraphrasing, but she's got no time for black people. What did she refer to somebody as once? I can't remember who it was. Now she went for somebody recently, and I was like, why the fuck is she coming with this? Look, it wasn't Kamala Harris. It was, oh my god, who was it she went for recently in the past few months? I can't remember now, but it came to me like, this is a bit random. Why is she going for this person? Like, she was saying, who was it, man? It was a woman. But anyway, nevertheless, so the thing is, she's always been anti-black, in my opinion. From my observation, not just my opinion, many people's opinion. She's been anti-black. She doesn't like black people. She feels like Anyway, I would let her speak for herself. But yeah, so I feel like she's doing the most to try and garner attention to herself. And I'm thinking, like, garner attention to yourself. Like, look at Al Sharpton and all those guys. Back in the day, they were bringing the most fucking heat on themselves. But they're doing it for alleged causes, although they were corrupt in certain ways. But they didn't mind saying controversial. Look at Farrakhan. Farrakhan used to say the most controversial shit. But he was doing it for his community. I rate that. Certain things I don't rate about him.
What Nines is asking, sorry to cut you. I think what Nines is, I might be wrong, Nines. I might be assuming this is what you're saying, yeah. So correct me. But I think what Nines is trying to say is, so who's to say now, Buddha, that what she's doing, she might not be looking at it from maybe the way you was putting it out earlier, like she's gonna do a different route to get to her community, or a different route to fight racism, or a different route to get black people heard. And those black people, the S on the chest black people, are not her black people. She's doing it for her types.
What are her types though?
Well, whatever she deems as decent black people, innit? Not the S on the chest ones though.
I disagree. She's made it abundantly clear she's got no time for black people. Like, if she was coming out, I'll give you an example.
Well, you keep saying that, but when you say that, what has she said for you to say that? Because I'm just looking at some stuff now, and I can see that she's made a quote here saying, alleging Black Americans are the most murderous group in America. So are you saying that her making a quote like that, would you use that as her saying that she don't love black people, for example?
Yeah, that's one of the quotes. But
okay,
if I can be able to find it later on, I'll find a couple of videos for you. But like, statements like that don't really sit well with me in the sense that you can't be for black people if you're coming with that. You see, when Farrakhan talks, yeah, he'll say, listen, this is wrong and this is the solution. He's not going to go out there and victimize and demonize, which is what she's doing just in that statement alone. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's quite clear.
See, I don't know. I don't know, man, because I could actually use the argument that you used today in defense of what my girl is doing. Because,
go ahead, do that.
Because I believe like she's like a conservative sort of liberal, this, that, and the other. So some would argue that she's trying to sort of hold that mirror, you know what I mean, and also hold sort of accountability, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying to you, as opposed to what you might have been describing today again, as in the S on chest and rare, and you know what I mean, keep doing the same thing. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying to you over and over again. So as much as I may not agree with what she has said, I'm just saying I'm sort of using your argument that you made today in defense of her. You know what I'm saying to you?
You know what? I would agree with you if you could demonstrate to me or everybody that what Candace Owens is doing, no matter the route she's taking to do it, it benefits black people at the end cause. So if you could show me an example of that, I'd agree.
So it could be argued that the statement that she just made, if it is indeed a fact, you see what I'm saying to you, blah 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 blah, then maybe that's a bitter pill that needs to be swallowed, and the people need to look at themselves and think, well, why is that, innit? It's just like Charleston White, isn't it? You know what I mean? He's another one that could be argued. You know what I mean? He's very disagreeable to many because often he's exposing and highlighting the fuck shit, you get me, in the industry or in the communities or whatever. You see what I'm saying to you? Now, it could be argued he's on the diametric other end of a Diddy or whatever, because Diddy's on this side doing the most, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Let's keep it on Candace Owens.
Over that side with video, hiding it.
Let's keep on Candace Owens.
And the other, which is continuing the status quo. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah. Whereas Charleston's on the other end of the spectrum, and he's trying to highlight the fuckeries and then whatever, and saying, nah, this is not the way that we're supposed to be going. This ain't us. This, that, red, boom, boom, boom. So that's what I mean, bro.
So again, I'll give the example of Farrakhan, right? So Farrakhan will identify an issue within the community and bring a solution. Now, I'm saying to you, that's all good and proper that Candace Owens may highlight issues within communities, and okay, they may be controversial in the manner in which she's highlighting them, but what solutions is she offering? What are the benefits that she's putting forward? You're going to do the most, but what's the benefits?
Well, I guess
I gave you the example of going to the bank and doing sorry, let me finish if you don't mind. So I gave you the example of going to the bank, getting a loan, getting a house, and housing black people. All right, cool. So that's the controversial thing, and that's the benefit of what I've done. Now you do the same with Candace Owens. What's the benefit of
I
what she's
guess
done?
her solutions is trying to encourage people to maybe go back to a more conservative way of life, I would say. Do you know what I mean?
Dictated
Family.
by who? Who dictates what's conservative?
Excuse me?
Who dictates what's conservative?
What do you mean, who dictates it?
Right. So you're saying that
It
she's
has a
trying
definition in it. Like, it has a definition in it. Most people pre 60s, 70s, or whatever were coming from a conservative family, 2 parents, 2 up, 2 down, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Man, nothing revolutionary.
Is that the American template or the British template though? 2 up, 2 down.
I don't think that they were too dissimilar, like, in England. Like, even when I was growing up, it was still very much 2 parent households that were running things. Like, I'm not saying that you didn't have single parent.
I agree. That's definitely
but when I was
true.
growing up, you still had bastards. Like, people were actually known as bastards for real, for real.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's definitely the situation in the UK. But in America, given the projects, all that kind of stuff that goes on over there, I'm not sure that that's the same sort. So when I say what is the type of conservative, so are we talking about the conservative in Utah, the conservative Rust Belt? Like, who dictates what conservatism is? Like, don't listen to that music, or do you get what I'm saying? Because America's a bit, well, quite different to the UK in certain respects. So don't dress a certain way. Don't, you know, like whose flavor of conservatism is she promoting, and is it right?
Right, whose flavor of conservatism is she promoting? I mean, I don't know if I could answer that wholeheartedly, because I don't know her things like that in it. But the little bit that I do know of her, I would probably say it's a mixture of her Americanness, Christian values, and I'm sure there's a bit of blackness in there somewhere creeping out if she'll let it. But
that's a good point.
What I'd say somewhere trying to creep out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Could you like maybe identify some of the blackness that she's, because we can identify some of the quote unquote conservative values she's putting up. But where's the black one? Sorry,
she's black. She's black, Buddha.
Because she's black. That okay? So that's the black value she's putting out. She's black. Okay, cool.
No, I'm saying when you say black values, what do you mean? Like, isn't Christianity a black value? Isn't family black value? Isn't conservatism black values?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to understand. So the point I'm making is this, right? So I don't really know about America that well, so I'm not well placed to speak on it. So those values that you've just mentioned definitely work in the UK, but
they work in Jamaica as well. Up until very recently, Jamaica was a very conservative Christian country.
Well, in all the Jamaican people I've met in my lifetime, that's absolutely true. However, again, I'm talking about America, not Jamaica or the UK.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though, Buddha.
No, but that's what you're saying. This is what I'm saying. I in my understanding of America, the oppression is much more severe than it is in the UK that we see. So when we talk about the projects and we talk about the racism,
they still went to church in the projects, Buddha.
Okay, I didn't say they didn't. I feel like you're just interrupting. They're making these things for the point, like trying to point score. I'm trying to have a conversation, not point score, right? So I'm trying to understand certain things, right? So in my opinion, Candace Owens attacks black people on a regular basis without offering any solutions. Now, I see that as not a productive stance to have, okay? Now, you're telling me she does because the mere fact that she's black and she promotes conservative values could be considered.
No, I wasn't saying that with regards to solutions, to be fair. With regards to solutions, I think I'll take away the blackness thing. I just spoke about her Christian values, thing for family, etc., etc. Yeah.
Okay. So was one of those Christian values like if people were to listen, the black community in America were to listen to her and follow her heed, they'd be in a better position. You know what you're saying?
Excuse me?
I'm saying if the black community in America were to listen and to take heed in what she's saying and what she does, would they be in a better position?
Possibly so, because whether we agree or not, she's got quite a big black following in America, because there are black conservatives in America.
Okay. So when you talk about the family and all those kinds of things, so marrying a white guy, you think that's a positive thing for the black community in America?
No, not necessarily, Buddha. No.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Is that it? Anything else?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Big up Serena. At least they married money, man. I'll give them that, boy. Just like I said, if I was gonna do that, marrying money. You hear me? No poor guy. Marrying money.
See, but you know, like what you're saying there, marrying money and all that kind of stuff. You see what you're saying about the misogyny that we see within Andrew Tate and his brother and all the rest of it. To me, that kind of is all part of it. Like, if a man was to go out with a white woman, he's a coon, he's this, that, and the other. But if you're a black woman and you marry a white guy and he's got money, then that's okay. That's cool. Like,
I'm not saying this. No, listen. I didn't say
you just picked up Serena. You literally just picked up Serena.
All right, sorry. All right, go on.
No, you literally just picked up Serena. So she married into money. Yeah, and okay, cool. So that's your statement. Stand on it, innit? So
I'll take back my chats.
Wicked.
If you talk about Serena.
Yeah, cool.
And I even went on the that's exactly what I would do if I was ever gonna do that. I'm marrying money. And I've come online and said that. I've been record to say that. If I'm gonna be doing that, I'm marrying money. I ain't gonna be married to some fucking council estate.
I hope sleep, you know. Jano Rasta, Kushti better be sleeping.
Okay. And so that's what I'm hearing. So people like Candace, that makes sense now, right? So people like Candace Owens, who's married to a white dude, who pushes out all of these values and all the rest of it. So if you're marrying a white guy who's got money, that's fine. If you're marrying a white woman,
I'm not saying it's fine, Buddha. You get me? Well, you're still stepping out in it. But my thing, like I used to say,
she said, if she was to go that way, if she's going to do it and do it, she's going to go up. She's not going to marry down. She's going to marry up. If that's what she said. So
yeah, I think it was marrying money. So when people like Divine are dissing me, telling me whatever I am, you get me? I could just
work, yeah, cause we'll take the money, I rob you and turn your back to your white
couple bills on the floor.
I'm swelling, I need to
work. Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear that properly, Divine. You're gonna take the money and what now?
Hey, I'm saying I'll just fling them.
No, not you, Nines. I was talking about Divine. You're gonna take the money and
no, she said she's gonna take the money. She's gonna come and pop style on. I seen it. So I'm making her know. Even if she get that money, I'll say once she's popping style on is gonna rob her and send her back to her white man and tell her to go back and go swear.
But you don't even need to rob me though, because I'll be giving it to you. That's the point that I'm making. You get me? That's the point that I'm making. Like I literally know I'm gonna have to be buying off my community.
So to me, that's I don't know. I see a double standard here because in one sense we're looking at Tate and saying that it's misogyny, treating women a certain way, making men go and do whatever they want to do with women and the misogyny, all this kind of stuff. And on the other hand, we're saying like, you know what? If the guy's rich, go and do what you got to do. Like, I don't know.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't do this. Just tell her. Wait.
I'm trying to understand. That's what I'm hearing. What have I got wrong?
Listen, I'm telling you. Tell her. That
are you trying to equate?
But you see, when
there's two people speaking, I can't hear. Sorry. Sorry. Start again. What did you say?
No, I was saying to you that to let her do all her talking now. Yeah, but you see, when Kushti comes back, tell her to keep that same energy. That's all you do.
No, I'm not trying to create a fucking argument or whatever. I'm just trying to understand.
No, but Kushti's already been on to her about. We've had this conversation many times before, so I know what she's doing right now.
All right.
I don't see what the problem is, man.
Of course you don't.
I
Fucking
don't see the problem with what I said, Buddha. I don't even know why you're taking offense, bro. To be
I'm
fair,
not taking offense. I'm just trying to understand again. Like I'm hearing
I'm
two.
saying, Buddha. Oh, what are you trying to understand about why I would marry a rich one instead of a poor
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm gonna make that ultimate sacrifice and step outside of my and all of them thing there, then I've got to do. It's got to be worthwhile, innit? It can't just be for fucking love. You get me? It's got to be
Right.
worthwhile.
So
This is now
what I'm
literally.
hearing is what I'm hearing is your melanin is up for sale for the highest bidder. That's what I'm hearing.
No, because we're not bidding, bruv. There's no bidding going on. So I don't know why you're trying. There's no bidding. You understand? Like, what are you doing? This ain't no Andrew Tate thing. There ain't no bidding, bridging. I'm just saying, if I'm doing that, I'm gonna be stepping out with a money, man. Simple. Like, I don't see what the big deal is, bruv.
Okay, and so do you know if a man was to do the same? So if there was a man who was, I don't know, in a low paid job, and he ended up dating a lady and marrying a lady who's maybe in a high paid job, solicitor or whatever, would that same would that be the same for him, or would he still be?
I'll be real. I would rate, like I said, I'm on record as saying I'd rate the man them more if that's what they were doing. You get me? But instead, we got millionaire footballers picking up fucking council estate gal. The fuck?
Wow. Wow.
And then getting their money grabbed with baby motherfucking child payments.
Get me? What you talking about, man?
I think, Buddy, you're missing the actual bigger point of the story. You know, we're taking the piss and we're laughing it at you. The bigger point is Nine doesn't date outside her race, isn't it? That's our whole point. But if she was to go that
direction, no, that's what I'm kind of shocked to hear her say these things. Like, I know she's trolling, but you know.
But I said it very. That's not what I do. You get me? But if I were to do that, like if one day I lost my head or whatever, he has to have money. That's what I'm saying. You get me? Wow. So I'm not. You can't be stepping out with no poor one. No fucking way. Are you mad?
So let me ask you this, right?
That wouldn't make no sense.
Let me ask you this. Okay, let's say if there was a black man, right, and he proposed marriage to you, and he was rich, would you marry him even if you didn't love him?
But we've dealt with poor black men, so I don't know why you're doing that, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Because I'm trying to understand. If you don't want me to talk about it, just tell me to shut up, innit?
No, but
I'm trying to understand your logic, because what I'm hearing is you'll marry more or less anyone. If you step out, if you're going to marry anyone and it's outside of your race, you'll marry anyone who's got the most bank. So I'm asking you.
No, you didn't hear. No, where the fuck? You didn't hear that. You didn't hear no anyone.
Did I not?
Right. Let me try my
Did I not?
Doesn't. All right, Buddha. Let's just try that. I'm gonna try not to laugh. All right. She doesn't marry outside. She doesn't marry outside her race. She doesn't date outside her race. That's not her natural thing. She's not naturally attracted to.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. But if she was going to go in that direction and to pick up a white guy or an Asian guy or whatever guy it may be, Arab guy, whatever, he better have to check. It better be worth the fucking sacrifice of her going outside of her race. What's the problem? Why would she go and date outside her race and pick up a fucking Nico in the chat that's brat pocket and not have no job? Why?
No, so that's what I'm trying to understand. So to me, it seems like a financial endeavor. Now, the question I'm trying to ask is this: would you marry someone you don't love, even if he was black? Would you marry someone you don't love?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Okay. No.
All right. So it wasn't that difficult to answer, was it? Like, there was no. Okay, right, cool.
Like I said, I don't think so. But how rich are we talking about?
Hood rich.
Hood rich?
I want a blood clot. You're bright.
No. But big up Serena. Get me? Yeah. Big up Serena, man. You know, you have one of them babies. You're having intergenerational babies. Intergenerational wealth babies. That fucking yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie. Don't take offense, but I'm hearing Asketi vibes here still. I ain't gonna lie.
Why so? Hold on. Why so? Why so? Why so? Why are you hearing Asketi vibes? Go on.
I don't know. I'm just hearing, like, I'm getting these Asketi vibes. You know.
Well, why?
I'm not sure. I can't tell you why right at this moment in time. I'm just getting those vibes. I can't pinpoint why I'm getting those vibes, but I'm just getting them.
That don't even make no sense to me, to be honest, man.
Well, it's not gonna.
Stop badding up, waste man Nico, man. Let the Nick fly in the chat. Banana, stop badding him up.
I don't see what the issue is, to be honest, but yeah, man. But I've always said that, man. 100%, man.
I've never heard you. Like, that's why I'm shocked, because I've never heard you say that. But
me and James Jones have had this
little waste man too
conversation, man.
And so if you'd get married to, if hypothetically speaking, if you was to date outside of your race and get married to a white guy who was rich, you'd have children with this guy?
If I've done that, then yeah, you know what I mean. If I've done that, I've done it, innit? Now I'm looking into generational wealth, so I'm for sure will.
Again with the money, again with the finance, again with the money.
That's the first thing I'd be doing. The fuck? I'll be doing like them rich people going to the fertility. Yeah, man. What? That's the first thing I'll be doing, Buddha. Yeah, man. Fling down a couple pitneys.
Drop a couple pitney on him. Quick, secure that bag.
Secure that blood cleat for the rest of the generation. Then you know what I mean. 100%. Just in case he changes his mind, you know. You're going for the next 6 to 7 generation, and that we have said collection. What do you mean, man? No, but I'm laughing, but I'm dead serious, man. If I'm doing that, man, I'm doing that for, and that's what I'm saying. I would even rate them and them more if that's what they were doing. That's why I give. That's why I give a little bit more rating, at least he went for a mod.
Would you love and care for that baby that you would have with this white man?
That's a very retarded question.
I'm just asking.
That's a very retarded question.
When she lays down and creates this baby, this imaginary mixed race baby, ain't that baby still not half of her?
Well, I don't know. It could be a half breed, so I'm just trying to understand.
It's not going to be half of
her. It could be like the United Colors of Benetton turnout. Like, will you love and care for that baby? Like, would you is that
have other black women?
That may sound
for their mixed race children, Buddha?
Sorry, say again.
Have other black women cared and loved their mixed race children?
Yeah, I'm asking you, not other black women.
So then, why would I not?
I didn't say you wouldn't. I asked you a question. Would you?
Well,
You're
that's
saying
why I said it's a retarded question in the first place.
Okay, well, I'm asking a retarded question. Humor me. Would you love this mixed race, half breed, United Colors? I didn't hear you. So what did you say? Did you say yes?
It goes without saying, Buddha.
Okay,
like I said, I think that's a very disrespectful question.
Okay.
To be honest.
Very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
Especially when you know full well Nanifa's half-breed mixed race baby will be the most litest half-breed mixed race baby on the face of England. Yeah? It will be the one mixed race that everybody's gonna know about. Remember me tell you, that one's gonna be all in newspaper. I talk about our mother secured the bag for the next 20 generations. And she'll be in Forbes. Trust me, she'll be in Forbes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I've heard, in fact, I've heard Nanifa refer to me as United Colors of Benetton, and I've heard people on that panel refer to me as.
Hold on, Buddha. Wait. No. You've heard me call you the United Colors of Benetton.
Yeah, you remember when I was telling you I used to date different ladies from different parts of the world? And
right,
all that kind of
that's exactly. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, so I didn't call you the United Colors of Benetton. I said you date the United Colors of Benetton. Get it right, brother.
I did get it right. Yeah, I did.
No,
actually, you didn't. You did say United. Did you not use that terminology?
I used that terminology not to describe you. as an individual, but it was
Yeah,
to
I didn't say
describe
you did.
No, but you did though, Buddha.
So
Isn't that what you just
you've
said?
referred that statement to me, right?
Buddha, it wasn't about you, it's about your dating pool. Your
Okay.
dating pool is the
All
United
right.
Colours of Benetton, not
Oh,
yourself. Because
okay.
by
All right. Cool.
saying that, you're making a whole different implication, and I'm not involved in that. Yes, your dating pool, 100%, that's one of my lyrics, but not you as an individual. Yeah, so get it straight, please.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what she referred to. Not me, but the lady the ladies I was dating. All right. Cool.
And
Fine.
then I'll take back my chats.
Okay. Let's start and then ask you to. Um, but it's interesting because we've had conversations before. Um, I've been on panels. Well, I can't say. Have you been on a panel where someone called me a hybrid before? I can't remember if you have. But yeah, there's been a number of occasions.
The mixed race thing that bothers you. So I noticed that you bring it up a lot whenever you're around. Now, what is it about the mixed race thing? Go on, get it off your chest. I'm listening.
No, listen, I'm comfortable and I'm proud of my heritage. You understand? Some other people ain't. So, like we saw today, that degenerate fucking retard called me a half breed. I'm glad you think it's funny.
Let me try and speak for EIA. He's not even here, but I'm going to try my best to put his argument.
Of course you will. Of course you will. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, yeah, because he's not here to defend his team. But I'm not going to put it in the way he would, right? But I'll put it in the way that
don't talk for it because you're just going to try. You're just going to try to dress it up. Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to dress it up. I'm going to put it in the way that I would perceive it from his kind of point of view. Then, yeah.
But you're not the one that's been offended by what he's saying. So where you perceive it is irrelevant.
I'm not even. But go on, talk about that.
What I'm saying is, there's no point in speaking for the man, trying to dress up what he says and trying to give us an interpretation of how you feel he's spoken. Right? It's my interpretation that counts. I was the one that was offended. Okay, you weren't called a half breed. I was. Okay, I noticed both of you never come out and say nothing. You're quiet. All right, cool. But you got the most energy for like when I'm chatting to fucking Wendy. Imagine this. I've gone on Wendy's channel. I've gone on Jupiter's channel. Not once has anyone ever called me any type of racial fucking thing. I come here amongst my own people, allegedly, and get called the most shit.
But Buddha,
you ask about why I go there and kiki.
Or are you going to just continue to talk and we listen? Which one do you want?
Go ahead, speak. Go ahead. I'm you up.
I keep telling you, every time this half-breed conversation or mixed race, you get very, and that's why I addressed it and asked you want to talk about it. Clearly, it's bothering you. And then we come to find out it is bothering you and it is a problem, but it's a problem for us too. And I'll tell you why it's a problem for us. I'm going to try and put it in the best way I can, but it's something I've noticed personally. But I'm going to try and put it in a way that EIE could have done it better, right? Let me help you out, yes, sir. I'm getting sick of this shit myself now. It's wearing on me. Now, I notice that you keep coming on these panels, you keep bawling about the half-breed, mixed race thing. And then when we question you, like earlier today, when Nines was talking to you, your quotes say you're black. But when you're not around us, you're no longer black. I don't fucking find that funny. I think you're abusing the black card. And that's why I said enough for you lot earlier when I said enough for you lot want to go out like you're black when it fit you lot. And when you're not around us, you're not black. When you're ready, Buddha, you'll be on panel balling that you're fucking Irish. When you're on panel, Buddha, you'll be balling that you're fucking Mauritian. When you're around us, Buddha, you're balling like you're black.
Funny,
Which one are you, Buddha? Which one are you? Talk to us.
Man said I'm gonna be on the panel saying I'm Irish. You're hilarious. But anyway, listen, do you know what? I've explained it to you ad nauseum, right? You just ain't never gonna accept it, or me for that fact. So it's a pointless endeavor, right? This is what I face. Imagine this, like I was saying, right? So when someone refers to me as a half breed, do you think that's appropriate?
That's not my conversation I'm having with you. I'm having a conversation about how do you identify as? And that's why I found it interesting, kept quiet earlier when Nine pulled you up on it. Because I don't think you realize, we as black people can hear you sometimes. So when you're barling your black to us, but then we hear you another bit bigging up your Irish heritage and your Irish this and your Irish that and your Irish, then the next minute it's Mauritius. But when do you find time to be black then? What is going on?
So I mean, I don't know how many times have I explained this to you. Why do I find myself explaining it again? Like, you see the thing with EIE, right? So let me give you the example. Okay, so you're Creole yourself. Okay, so you understand the differences here. Okay, so where EIE is from in America, there are Creoles, but when you look at them, they're white. They're like Cajun people, the Creoles in New Orleans. Yeah, the majority of them look white for all intents and purposes. So when EIE first started speaking to me a few years ago, and he found out I was Creole, he assumed I was the Creole from New Orleans, that type of looking. Hence why he had so much fucking energy for me, because in his mind, I'm white. In fact, he had to ask me on the panel, on Nine Ether's panel, are you not white heritage? Do you not have a white mother? No, I don't. It's like me saying to you, you're not black. Nanifa's not black because she's got a mixture of heritage. She's got Guyanese and Jamaican.
No.
Let me finish if that's okay. Divine's not black because she's got a mixture of St. Lucian.
No, man. We can't be doing this, man. We can't be comparing like Creole or mixed fucking heritage or mixed race or whatever with fucking two black people, one being from fucking St. Lucia and one being from Jamaica. We're not doing that. We definitely ain't doing that. Someone tried to do that the other day. I don't know if it was you. I don't know, but we're not doing that, man. You get me?
Why are we not doing that? Does it hurt? Does it hurt that you're not fully black? Is that what it is? Or
sorry?
Why are we not doing that? Because does it hurt that you're not fully black? Is that what
how is she not fully black? Explain to us, no, sis. Explain to us how you come to that conclusion that we're not fully black.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm asking the question, right? And I need to like cut me off before I'm even making my points. So is it that you don't want to explore that? The possibility? Does it hurt?
I'm willing to explore it.
Okay, so Divine's willing to explore it, but Nanifa, are you going to censor me or what's the issue here?
Explore if I'm fully black or not?
Well, yeah. You're not willing to do it. But
explore if we are fully black or not.
Well, Divine's willing to do it. Are you not?
I know I'm fully black. I don't need to
Okay,
explore.
all right,
shit.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right.
But
So, do you mind if I speak to? Do you mind if I explore it with Divine? Is that going to hurt your feelings or?
Divine, man.
All right, cool. So, Divine. So, what I'm saying to you is, right. So, I know a little bit about your heritage, right? So, part of your heritage is Creole, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And the other side of your heritage is Black Jamaican, yeah?
Hold on. What do you mean black? Hold on. My culture's Creole. My lineage is not Creole. Again, Buddha, this is where me and you differ. Creole's not an ethnicity. Creole's not a race. Creole's not a Creole is a heritage, a culture, an amalgamation of things. It's not a definition of. This is where me and you. Now we had this argument before. This is where you and EIE first originally fell out. Hold on. This is how you lot originally fell out. Remember. And so just what it is today.
Okay, right. So you're saying that your culture is Creole, but your ethnicity is not Creole because the Creole ethnicity does not exist. Is that what you're saying?
Bingo. That's my argument, right?
Oh, cool. So when you've got, I'll use my own ethnicity. Yeah. So within my ethnic background, I've got African, Indian, Chinese, French, and possibly a drop of Irish, allegedly. Okay. All right, cool. So what does that make me? Does that make me a mixed heritage or does that make me... Okay, first of all, what does that make me? Does that make me black or mixed heritage, in your opinion?
So, Bud, say that again. My bad. I was just answering a text and I missed it.
Okay, so within my ethnicity, I have Indian, African, Chinese, French, and possibly Irish, allegedly. Okay, so
you know about the Irish still.
Do you know the Irish thing is, you know one of them things when back in the day, my mum used to say to me, yeah, you know, your great grandmother's sister had an Irish, blah blah blah. There's one of those ones. There's no actual verification, but the mere fact that my mum's side of the family are Irish, because that's a Catholic. That's why I asked her why is her side of the family Catholic. All right, cool. So
can you grow an afro?
Sorry,
can you grow an afro?
Not anymore, but yeah, used to.
You could grow an afro, and could the afro?
Well, when you say afro, it's more like, all right. So you know what Super Cat hair come like?
Yeah.
All right, like that. So back in the day, that's how my hair used to. If I didn't maintain it, it'll turn into a fucking afro fuzzball. You know, like, you know who it used to look like? You know the guy that used to do the painting on TV, that Bob guy. Him. You know, he had that big fucking afro, the white dude, like that, kind of like that still. But nevertheless, so the point I'm saying, given what I've told you about my ethnicity, does that make me black or of mixed heritage, in your opinion, Divine?
Mixed heritage.
Brilliant. Okay, so that mixed heritage, do you know what we call? What do you call those kinds of people in Jamaica? Say a half Indian and a half black person. What do you call those people?
Mixed.
You don't call them coolies, no?
Is that who you were talking about, Leo Sayer? No, you weren't talking about Leo Sayer, was you?
No, his name's Bob something. Bob.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Bob something. He used to, the white dude that used to do the painting on the fucking TV, like.
You know, I've got to go and look now.
Go and look. I remember coming out of fucking jail and my hair was like that. I was like, raw. You don't get no product in jail, innit? So, but anyway, point being, what did you say? Right, so I'm saying to you, do you not call mixed Indian and black coolies in Jamaica?
No.
Don't chat shit. So there's no coolies in Jamaica?
There's coolies in Jamaica, but they're not Indian and black.
What are they then?
Indian. Coolies are Indians.
Okay.
You see where I'm saying that you're getting confused with the whole thing?
Right. Well, listen. So you said so. So Super Cat's not a coolie then, no? I'm hearing crickets because, like you're saying, I'm confused. Like, yeah, I am confused because the man told you he's a coolie himself. Like, okay, we'll just go with the crickets. But nevertheless, all right. So those people that
right in it, all
right. So those people that are mixed heritage in Mauritius, where my family.
Sorry, I was on pause for a reason. I just wanted to read you out something, to help you, because this is what
let me finish.
But you're not actually in. But let me just help you quickly.
Can I just finish what I'm saying?
But I was paused for a minute because I was looking for something just so I could help.
So that's okay. You could just jump in and cut me off whenever I feel like.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to what you asked me originally when I was on mute. Okay, so let me just, before you carry on. The term coolie is used in Jamaica slang to refer to people of full Indian descent. I just wanted to prove my point. You're confused on the culture. You really are.
Yeah, because I'm not Jamaican, as I've explained before. My understanding of a person who is of mixed heritage from Jamaica, i.e. black and Indian, they're referred to as coolies.
Again, that's just lack of understanding.
Okay, cool. So the people like
I would say that you can definitely I would say that you can have byproducts of such and be called a coolie in Jamaica. I would say so in 2020.
Byproducts. You don't feel that's offensive in any way, no?
What do you want me to say? Okay, what would be a better way to say it?
No. I'm just saying, like, you don't feel that's offensive calling someone a byproduct.
I'm not really. I didn't. It's not like I'm trying to get personalize it. Yeah.
I didn't say it's personal. I'm just saying that the statement byproduct, you don't find that offensive.
Okay. What would be a better?
Listen, don't answer a question with a question. I'm asking you a question. Do you not feel that the statement of byproduct is offensive?
Okay, so if I answer yes, and now I ask you, what would be a better word to use?
All right. So your answer is yes. You do find it offensive. All right. Cool. All right. Anyway.
What would be a better word to use, please?
No, go with what you're saying, man. Go with your heart.
No. 1 second, because you're all about solutions, yeah? So
yeah.
now
So
you
what would you call?
pulled me up for it, and I've said, okay,
I
yes.
called you out. I asked you a question.
Now
That's calling you
I'm
out. If I was
asking
calling
you,
you
what
out, that'd be
would be the
different, innit?
better word that you would find less offensive?
Children. That would
Children.
be, yeah.
But if I just said,
So you're gonna ask me a question and say, "But." All right, cool. Use byproduct then, innit? So
if
anyway,
I
back to
just,
what I'm trying to have a conversation with Divine, and you're pushing me off what kilter and what I'm trying to have a conversation with, right? Your byproduct conversation, it's not worth my energy, to be honest with you. Carry on with them kind of statements.
yeah,
What? What?
brethren,
Yeah.
ease up, yeah, ease up,
Ease up. Ease
yeah,
up what?
ease
Oh,
up.
just let you use those kind of pressure, those kind of
It's not like
statements
I
and be
said
happy with it.
half breed and all them way there, which is the way in which Danny Roscoe talks, this, that, and the other. In the context of the actual conversation that we were having, I don't actually think it was that bad a thing to
All right,
say.
cool. All right,
To be
fine.
honest,
Wicked. All right,
you get
say
what I'm
say.
trying to say to you? In the
Yeah, no,
context
that's
of
fine.
the
But listen, I
conversation
expect no
that
less
was
from you,
had,
94. I
because
expect no less from you. That's why I'm good
we
with
weren't
it.
even speaking
You,
about people or a
yeah,
person like that. We were
yeah,
speaking about Indians and this and that, yeah,
yeah,
and how the mix goes to make it one thing or another.
yeah,
You see what I'm
yeah.
saying to you? Yeah,
Yeah.
so you
So,
need to like
then
take
they're not
through the
human beings.
emotion.
They're products. They're
Sorry,
products. Yeah, they're not human beings. They're products. Yeah,
but they are both human beings and products, brother. They're
they
both
are.
human beings
Oh, I
and
see.
products.
Okay.
If you want to fucking split hairs, brother, and be all technical as you seem to want to be, they
Technical.
are both
Technical.
products and children. Now what?
So they're not progeny. They're products. Oh,
They're
I see.
all of those things.
Oh, are they all those? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm mistaken.
All of them.
I
They're
clearly,
products.
I
They're
clearly don't
progeny.
have a
They're
command of the English
children.
language like you
They're
do.
money. They're
All right,
all
cool.
sorts of things. Now what?
All right, cool. No. Listen, like I said, 94. I expect nothing less from you.
What do you
That's
mean? You expect nothing less from me? What do you mean? What do you mean?
exactly what I said. I expect nothing less from you. I
Well, what
expect.
does that mean?
That means that I expect those kind of statements to come out of your mouth. That's what that
What
means.
sort of statements, Buddha?
Byproducts,
What is
half
wrong?
breed,
Okay,
all
Buddha.
of these types of things.
What is wrong with that
No, I'm
statement?
not even going to waste my time with it. I'm trying to talk to Divine, and again, you're censoring me by interrupting me.
There is
Like,
actually nothing wrong with that statement. In fact, technically, I'm not even wrong.
okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Listen. Sorry, 95. I'm wrong. I apologize. I shouldn't open my mouth. I was wrong. Is that enough for you? Can I continue?
No.
All
It's
right,
not even
cool.
about that. It's about you saying I should expect nothing less than you. Like, what the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What does that mean? What do you mean? What are you trying to infer, Buddha? Go on, I'm listening.
It's just that, you know what this is. This is what I mean about every time we have these conversations about mixed race and whatever. I noticed though, Buddha, don't take this in the wrong way. You do get very highly sensitive over it, yeah. So Nines made a comment, right? And she said byproducts. Okay, she could have chosen better words, but you know and I know what she means. Literally is, I'm giving you the literal definition of what a coolie is, and this is lack of understanding, right? Over time, Jamaicans have adopted that word and applied it to others, but the actual definition of the word coolie is a full Indian, and no one ain't gonna come and remix up nothing and come tell me. Yes, today in today's language, you might call a half Indian, half black guy a coolie or whatever, but that is not a coolie. A coolie is a full Indian. We just don't call them Indian. We call them coolie. We don't call Chinese. We call them Mr. Ching. Every Chinese are Mr. Ching. It's just the way it's our culture. If you don't understand our culture, then it don't make sense.
They even mix with the black folks, if you want to get technical. Yeah. So the original coolie were coolie before they. And do you even know how they got the term coolie?
So I feel like you're just diverting the conversation left, right, and center. I'm trying to have a conversation with Divine, which you didn't want to get involved in. Now all of a sudden you're all up in the conversation. So would you do me the grace of let me continue my conversation with Divine?
No problem, Buddha.
Thank you. So Divine, as I was saying, right, cool. So in its root meaning, the word coolie refers to indentured slaves or Indians from India, right? Okay, cool. But the modern understanding of coolie is a person who got a mixed Indian and a mixed black. Is that correct? Have I got that part right at least?
No, you're there. It's basically, it's not even that it's not the modern time. It's just that we've just got laziness applied it everywhere. But the original, if you go back home and you call coolie, we know you're chatting to the Indian them, yeah? We know who you're talking. Same way I'm lazy in here in England, and I just say Indian for everybody. They might not all be Indian. Some might be from other places in Asia and whatever. But me, just lazy. I just say Indian, or I just say Asian and apply it, thinking Americans understand me, forgetting I'm from a whole different culture. When I say Indian, me just say Indian apply to all of them. But it's not that way. They're not all Indian. They're not all like that. You understand? There's different ones.
Okay, cool.
Just be lazy, Buddha. That's literally it.
Okay. Well, either way, whether it's lazy or it's been adopted as that word, that's how these people are referred to in modern times. Anyway, because that's my understanding. Anyway, all right, cool. So when we talk about Creole, people of mixed heritage, yeah. So instead of referring to them as people of mixed heritage, we refer to them as Creole. Okay. Now, the reason they're classed as Creole is because they have the essence of blackness in them. So they have a ancestor who is black. So, for instance, if you was a white person and you had a child with a Chinese person, if you had a byproduct with a Chinese person, now that byproduct couldn't be Creole because it doesn't have black inside them. The Creole specifically refers to someone who has a black ancestor. Okay, that's the meaning of Creole. So even those white people in New Orleans, right? At some point they had a black ancestor. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to classify themselves as Creole. Yeah, the issue is where they've been. The byproduct has been white and white and white and whiter to the point they look white. That's why they're called, still classify themselves as Creole or Cajun. They still try to hold on to that culture, which is essentially died out, if anything. Okay, so once again, I'm expressing to you that Creole is an ethnicity, a term for ethnicity. Okay, it's a language, it's a culture, it's a food. Now, under that term Creole, we fall under diaspora. Like, imagine this, right? So you talk about Caribbean, you talk about Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad. None of those places are actually considered Africa. They may have people from Africa in them, but they're not considered African countries or islands. Guess what? Mauritius is part of Africa. So we are classed as African. But no, you're going to turn around and say, well, do you know what? Well, not you, but people are going to turn around and say, do you know what? You're not black. You're hybrid, or you're a mixed breed and all this kind of stuff. Even though we've got definitions to explain who we are and what we've gone through. Every single black person on the island of Mauritius has a progeny. Well, not every single, but the majority of us have a progeny back to slavery. Because every single black person that was on that island was a slave. You couldn't come from another country and be black and be a businessman back in the day. That's why I say not all. And be a businessman. I can trace myself all the way back to Mozambique.
Do you know the best way to do this, Buddha? Without me trying to be funny about it, but this is getting really complicated. When was your last full set of black parents? Black grandparents, great grandparents, great. How far back down the line do we need to go to get to the black part?
Quite a way back.
And that's the point. That's the point. How are you going to compare that to Nanifa or me?
Okay,
I got 2 black parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great grand, and the line goes on and 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 on. Right? Okay, you can't do the same. How are you and me the same?
I didn't say we're the same.
You said I'm Creole and I'm mixed race. How are me and you the same?
Right. So let me go in there. I'm glad you brought me back to that. So I was explaining what Creole is. Right. Okay. Cool. So it's a mixture. All right. We understand that. So it's not half breed. It's not anything else. It's what it is. It's Creole. All right, cool. So, given your heritage, right, and as you know, I know people from St. Lucia. We in fact we speak exactly the same language. Like it's really eerie. So within your heritage, maybe far back, but nevertheless, there is a heritage of something else. Who knows? Maybe Indian, maybe whichever. Do you acknowledge that, or do you say it's too far back for me to acknowledge?
Damn my mouse. Sorry, bud. My mouse is doing the most. Go on, say that bit again.
So I'm saying, like, given your Creole heritage, right? Even though it's far back, 3 or 4 generations, let's say, hypothetically
3 or
speaking.
4?
I don't know. What would you say?
I don't have Creole heritage like that, Buddha. My Creole heritage is our culture, the way we speak, our food, our music, our lifestyle. That's what's Creole to us. So
Okay.
again, your definition of Creole doesn't match ours. Hence,
All
I
right.
don't understand the mindset.
So I'm asking you this then. So do you not have any? Let's go with Indian. Do you not have any Indian people in your ancestry, no matter how far back you go?
Absolutely not.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely zero.
Okay. So all of your ancestors have always been black, African.
Greek, Italian, African, Somali, if that counts. They could be classed as Italian. I'm taking the piss. Somali, don't send for me. Don't send for me.
Like a can of worms there, boy. So what did you say? Italian.
Italian Greek.
Italian Greek.
I got a 2.2 was it 6%, 2.3% Italian Greek. Now, how far back did I have to go to find that? How many generations do I have to go to find that? And
Do you know?
Who were the people on the land at that time? Now let's go.
Do you know how far you have to go back for that?
It said back to, I went onto the DNA thing and I went and done the download and the upload with brother. What's his name again? What's the brother name again? Oh, I forgot. The Muslim brother that's gone up my head. I forgot his name now. He's gone up my head. Anyway, I had to go back to the Stone Age to get there. Yeah? Stone Bumper Clock Age. That's nowhere in my DNA.
Wow. So you literally have to go back to the Stone Age to get that. Fucking, I didn't even know those DNA things go back that far.
What's the brother's name? It's gone out of my head all of a sudden.
Cat Mines.
No, Orthodox, brother Orthodox.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Orthodox more. All right, cool. And I take it you don't acknowledge that heritage within you.
Well, it's called raw data, isn't it? It's your raw thing, so you have to go way back to find it and whatever. But as far as they're concerned in the scientific world, I think and Luke also confirmed as well, you've got to have more than, I think it's 4% or 5% or whatever for it to even be considered impacting your DNA or something. And then you've got to double every time you do it. You've got to times by 2, times by 2, times by 2. And every time you times by 2, that's how far back the generations go. It's complicated, but it works. Insufficient.
Okay, so I think the question, because this, like you said, is kind of confusing. So let me ask this question. I think this is probably. So, do you have a Greek or Italian ancestor? I think a yes or no, from your understanding, a yes or no kind of response. Or I don't know.
Boards?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's me though. It's me. I can't hear you. Go on.
Can you hear me?
No, it's my phone. That's why I couldn't hear you. Go on.
So the question is, I think it's either yes, no, or don't know. Do you have a Greek or Italian ancestor?
Yeah, according to my DNA, yeah.
Okay. And does that make you mixed, or does that just not count?
It doesn't tell me that. Hold on, let me just be clear. I actually said that wrong. So it doesn't mean that I have a Greek or Italian ancestor. That's not what it proves. It proves today, in today's world, that the people that share that DNA are living currently in between the Greek-Italian region now. That they have that same DNA as me. So what the DNA does is it gathers up who shares that same kind of DNA as you. And I've got a 2.something%, no, it was 1.7, sorry, 1.7% stake in and it says in the region of Greek Italia share that little 1.7%, they share that same DNA there too. So that's what it proves. It doesn't prove where they were at the time, it proves the location of the people in current today.
And those people, are you able to like Google that place and look at the people that are in that place? Or?
No, because see what I'm saying, Buddha? It doesn't show you what the image of the people look like or whatever at that time when that.
No, I'm saying now today. Like if I put into Google the name, what's it called? What's it called? The place.
What is it? Southern Greek Italian? What?
It doesn't actually give you a specific area, no?
No. It just shows you the region of where the people share that same pool of DNA.
And that region is where?
They've always been there, but they're there now, currently.
Okay, and that region is what?
It just says Southern Greek Italian.
Okay, so if I was to Google Southern Greek Italian now, the people that live there now, would there be a community of black people there? Have you tried to check or?
Currently, no, Buddha, because obviously people have changed or whatever. It's not showing you the people themselves. It's showing you the DNA shared, the linkage to the people that share that same little microcosm of DNA.
All right, so look. The point I'm making is this. Look. If you go to India, there's a community of black people in India, right?
You're not getting it.
I am getting it. I'm just trying to explain something. So they came from Africa. They look African. They are African. And they reside in India.
No one said that because there's no look. You're not getting it. You're too busy chatting and not actually understanding. No one's saying that's what they look like or they were black or no one said that. You've inferred that. You're the only person that can hear that. Because
I'm asking you a question. I'm not inferring anything. I'm asking a question.
No one. Where did the black and all of that come from? No one said that. It just said DNA. They share that same 1.7% of DNA. Those people in that have that same shared DNA.
Right. So I'm asking you about those same people that you're telling me that share that DNA. So my question is, do we have an understanding of whether those people that reside there today are either black or something else? That's the question I'm asking you. And you're going around and telling me, I'm not listening, I'm talking too much.
What it will positively and scientifically show is they came from exact same people that have that exact same pool of DNA in them too, which means we could share the same common ancestor, but they have that same DNA in them today present. Doesn't show that I'm connected to them, you dickhead. It shows we share the same DNA. Are you not getting it?
Yeah, you didn't fucking say that, you prick, like dickhead. You didn't fucking say that. But anyway, yeah. The point I'm saying is, right, there's a possibility you could be mixed far back in your ancestry. Would you acknowledge that, or would you still maintain that you're pure black and you don't have any admixture?
I would say, if anything, they're mixed race and they probably share one of my African ancestors, and that's why they got the same DNA as me. Common sense.
And that's exactly what I was asking you, because that's a very feasible possibility. But again, I chat too much. I don't listen. But anyway. Nevertheless, the point I'm making is this, right? Every single person from the small island, not every single person, that's wrong to say, but the majority of the people from any island, Caribbean island, has an admixture within them. Yeah? Maybe it's back in generations, maybe it's whatever, but there is nevertheless an admixture in there due to the fact of the slavery that encouraged over there. So when you go to somewhere like Nigeria and you get someone from a tribe in Nigeria or a tribe in the Serengeti or whatever, and you look at their lineage, you can see that their lineage hasn't changed. They're still the same. You can draw it back. But where they've been taken out of Africa and put into the Caribbean, there's other admixtures from slave masters, through disgusting behaviors, through into marriage or into relationships with other people that are on the same plantation, whether they be Chinese, Indian, or whatever, Irish, Indian, what, it doesn't matter. But again, there is always going to be an admixture there. Now, to say you're Jamaican, that makes sense. But to say you're pure black and you don't want to acknowledge any of those mixtures because you're predominantly black, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. Okay? But then don't turn around and say to somebody else that you're not black or some madness like that because you don't accept yours, whereas I accept mine.
Did you hear what he just said with that? Like, seriously, did you actually just listen to that? Nani, did you just hear what he just said, or was it just me keeping up with what he just said? What did you actually understand? This is the things that come out your mouth that piss me off. You said, listen to your words, yeah? You said, if you're Jamaican, that makes sense. Like there's such a thing called Jamaican DNA. Listen to this, guys, you know. Listen to this logic as to why Buddha pisses me off. If you're Jamaican, that makes sense to Buddha because there's such a thing called Jamaican DNA. Yeah, anyone can take a test and it will show up Jamaican DNA. Make that sink in, people. Listen to what Buddha says. And he thinks
this is what pisses me off. This is what pisses me about you. You're dunce. I never fucking said that. That's your understanding. But you know, pisses you off. Listen, you get pissed off because of your own fucking dumbness. Okay, I never said that. Right? Making you understanding that you're Jamaican makes sense. You know why? Because it's not an ethnicity, it's a nationality. So that's why it makes sense. It wouldn't make sense if you're a Jamaican ethnicity because there's no such fucking thing.